Godfall PS5 has pretty much been confirmed now to be exclusive to the PlayStation 5. So you can clearly tell that Sony has a very different plan to the Xbox Series X, whereas Godfall is going to be 100% exclusive to PlayStation, meaning you're gonna have to buy a PS5 to play it, which I think is a pretty cool idea. Now, obviously what's going on in the world today, people are like, they've got no money, but at the end of the day, a lot of gamers already have had money set aside for the Xbox X Series or the PlayStation 5. So what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe to never miss any videos. So we are continuing the video game series on this channel. As I have said multiple times, I am going to expand the content because I am a gamer, so I want to start talking about games on this channel and do a bit more than just Marvel, DC, pop culture stuff. So Godfall, the trailer I'm overlaying now is from Reddit back in January, which is pretty cool, but apparently this footage is 1 year old, which is pretty freaking awesome. So recently in the news, it was in the official PlayStation magazine that Godfall's division into 5 elemental realms, which is cool. So Godfall's not going to take place in one place. It's going to be over multiple realms, which is pretty cool. And them realms are earth, air, water, spirit, and fire. The preview also addressed the following: that there's going to be influences beyond Monster Hunter, which creative director Keith Lee spoke in a recent interview. For example, developers drew inspiration from Dark Souls. This should be evident in duels, whereas Godfall uses for countering heavy strikes. Furthermore, the team borrowed visual style cues from fantasy novel series, the Stormlight Archive, and First Law in addition, which is pretty cool. So they're showing you and telling you where the influences are coming from. And we've also got some gameplay information and details, which is pretty cool. They're so ready to drop another trailer for this. As we know, we've already had one big ass trailer. And then the trailer that I might include in this video or overlay, I don't know if I put it in with the audio, was leaked a few months back. So gameplay details confirmed of rewards for aggressive play. To deal maximum damage for instant, each attack will have to rely upon perfect timing. In terms of the loot part of this looting slasher, Destiny's fans may find it intriguing that some former Destiny 2 team members are involved with Godfall, suggesting that a rich co-op experience is in the works. Class will depend on valor plates. The name for armor in Godfall. Players are sure to find new armor as they progress. It won't bear all similarities to bulky armory seen in teaser trailers either. The armor specifically comes from one of the last remaining Knights Order. So what is interesting is all the footage we have seen apparently isn't even, no, it's like over a year ago, and apparently some of the footage was developed for Godfall on the PS4, but it's not actually on the PS4 now. And finally, the preview reaffirmed a focus on the PlayStation 5. For now, there are no plans for PlayStation 4 version. Rather than Godfall has been generally tailored to run only on a Sony new console. The development team is taking advantage of the next-gen features such as ray tracing, which is quite standard for most half-decent PCs. They have ray tracing, really. But in terms of gaming, it will be something new. At launch, the title will also be available on PC via Epic Games Store. Timed exclusive means it could eventually roll out to other platforms, although it's not being confirmed. Now, what is interesting is this website I'm reading this from says Godfall launches later this year, but because of what's happening in the world, I don't believe the PS5 or Xbox X Series is launching this year. but we could be proven wrong. So Godfall is one of the only PS5 games that is 100% confirmed, and I think it's very, very promising. It really is promising. It looks freaking awesome. Looks like a combination between Monster Hunter and Dark Souls, based on what they've said during conversations publicly, so to speak. So the information out there about the story is players will start the game as one of the last members of a group called the Night Order. Along with other players, they will be making their way across different realms. As we discussed earlier in the video, there will be 5 different realms: Earth, fire, spirit, elements. Not much is known about the story other than this. However, it was revealed that the elements will play a massive part in this video game, from enemies' weaknesses in how an area looks, feels. Each realm will be intended to provide a different experience, which is pretty cool. Sounds like a battle style. Godfall is an action RPG. As you know, I love RPG games. Final Fantasy VII Remake is pretty darn cool so far. But players have yet to see exactly how combat feels in this game. As Milo, combat is a focus of this game. Players are expecting a solid swordplay. The reports say the Dark Souls mechanics much inspired the combat style in Godfall. This isn't to say the game will feature the same problems or difficulties level as the Soul franchise, which means that it is therefore a more substantial focus on timing a player in action. As for bosses, players will need to prepare heavily for them, as they are said to be difficult and capable of repelling multiple enemies at once. Drop in and drop out experience. According to a recent report, the game will feature a drop in and drop out experience, which is similar to Monster Hunter World. If you played that, it's pretty cool. I haven't played much of it. I just started on PS4. Through this feature, players can seamlessly enter another player's session or drop out of one. This is essentially a feature as those who are facing heavy challenges and again can easily ask for help of a friend. Personally, I wouldn't use this because I'd see that as cheating, but it is pretty cool that they've said that. So as for progression in the game, as players progress through the game, they have access to a growing set of combat skills to aid them in battle. Furthermore, they'll be getting more customization options as well. Their progress will vary on what class they choose at the beginning of the game, but that's always the case with these kind of games, that obviously what class you pick defines the whole game, so to speak. Godfall is shaping up to be a very exciting title coming to only the PS5 with options for other platforms, but not really, because it hasn't really said that. So it is pretty interesting that we haven't really had that much exclusive information, although there is a lot of information about the bosses, about the story mode, about what to expect. Comparing it to Monster Hunter World and also Dark Souls is pretty bold, because both of them games have die-hard fans, and in my personal experience, it's never a good idea to compare one game to another, especially when it's RPG based. But I don't know, let me know down below, guys. So what do you think of the most recent footage for Godfall? Not to be confused with anything else, it does look pretty cool for me. So also, I think I should also mention this, as I did find this whilst doing some research for this video. So as we know, PlayStation 5 just recently revealed details about the new controller. But one thing that most people are forgetting is it's got 3D audio, which will mean you will literally hear everything through the controller. Not only that, you can actually talk to your friends through the controller, which is pretty damn cool. Also, it's going to incorporate adaptive triggers into the L2 and R2 buttons of the DualSense, so you can truly feel the tension of your actions, like when drawing a bow to shoot an arrow. I know you probably won't shoot an arrow in Godfall, but maybe in Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or something like that. But it is pretty cool. I am really looking forward to finding out what the PS5 looks like. So far, we've got the spec, we've got a game. Obviously, they're going to reveal a lot more games close to release date. As I said, I'm not expecting this to come out till next year because of what's going on in the world, but it is shaping up to be a pretty cool game. I have seen a lot of mixed opinions about what to expect from PS5 Godfall, But you can't really judge a game off the trailer, seeing as it's a new game that no one's ever played before. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment, and hopefully you guys like this video game series that I'm doing on this channel to do with the new games and stuff that I'm liking. So like always, make sure to subscribe to the channel to never miss any videos. At the 100,000 subscribe marker, we'll be giving away a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One X or a Switch if we ever hit the 100,000 subscribe mark. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.